Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another Inspiration Collaboration Design Team Challenge. This month, the team is challenging each other to make a scrapbook kit work for them. So I'll show you how to do some alterations and tweaks to make it work for the subject that you're scrapbooking. Okay, so I'm going to use this kit. It's called Every Day You and Me, and I'm going to do sketch number 2. All right, so it's the left and right pages here. And the components of the kit include some of these die cuts, and this is in kind of a craft color, and you can easily ink them if you wish. And then you get patterned papers, and this is from the Everyday You and Me pattern paper DSP collection. So it's got patterns on both sides. I'll be using some of those. We have some nice florals. We've got some gingham plaid. This particular pattern doesn't use the gingham plaid, but we'll use the florals. And this kit is great for just about any subject you want to scrapbook. And I love the colors. It also comes with some exclusive patterned papers. So this one we'll be using on this layout, and you know it's exclusive because it's only got a pattern on one side. And then it also has die cuts. So this is for pattern 3. We won't be using it today, but the next page, you'll see on both the die cut sheets, they're labeled on the back which pattern the die cuts go with. Okay, so we'll be using some of these. And then there's cardstock. So we've got a few sheets of Pretty Peacock and Pool Party, and then we also get stickers. All right, so the pictures I'm going to scrapbook are from various years, and I go to a lot of retreats every year. It's a great way to get away and especially go up to the mountains here in Colorado for a rather inexpensive weekend. And you get to spend a weekend being crafty with the girls, right? So it's a lot of fun. So these are from several different years and different locations, and I'll be labeling which is which later on. And so I've got a selection of photos according to the pattern. However, I've added extra 3x3s, and also I've done a couple of 3x4s instead of a 4x6. And then I have die cut my title using Pretty Peacock and Wild Wheat, and I've used the outline alphabet die collection from Close to My Heart. But hit up your stash, see what you've got. Okay, so let's get started. I have my base pieces of Pretty Peacock at 12x12, and we'll do a couple of cuts just to show you how to use the diagrams and instructions, and then we'll skip ahead. So we're going to use those two exclusive pieces and this sort of sponged wash background along with a floral. All right, so when you go into the instructions, it'll show you the layout of the particular pattern paper. So that first one is for pattern 1. This one is for pattern 2. So it shows you the way you need to set up the pattern in your trimmer. So this one, it wants you to put the this pattern in with the stripes horizontal. And I'll go ahead and cut this piece that's for another pattern. And then it's got an asterisk next to the number on the design, and it wants you to use the flip side of that pattern. So we're going to use this floral. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to the dimensions that are indicated on the pattern. And that will be for one of the pages. This is going to be the right page. And then the next pattern, it'll show you the cut instructions and the way that you need to lay your pattern in your trimmer. So we'll go ahead and cut a couple more of these, and then we'll skip ahead. So just a note about what you see on my filming surface, I am trying out a new tripod that I can travel with and take to these retreats and film scrapbook layouts, so I can do some scrapbooking. Usually when I go to a retreat, I put together some card kits and do some things that are obviously not on camera, and I would like to do some scrapbooking at retreats. So I got a portable filming unit, and yeah, we're trying it out. I'm seeing now I'm getting a lot of camera bounce, so apologies for that. This is my first test run, so just see how it all works and how I can put a video together. So hopefully I can do some on the road scrapbooking, right? just once in a while, otherwise you'll see my usual filming surface. Okay, so now let's start laying out these pieces that I just cut out. And I'm just looking at the picture on the diagram from the instructions, and I have that off camera. But I'm just looking at where I need to place all these different pattern pieces. It's pretty easy. So we'll just set some things up with our cut pieces and lay things out. So get everything down. Looking at the dimensions, the instructions show you how many inches up from the bottom you need to place a piece, and gives you a few tips on how to lay everything out. Okay, we'll just put everything down and then we can start making a few tweaks. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was add mats to my photos so that they wouldn't disappear in the background. And then I'm discovering that those two square pattern pieces are going to be covered by my pictures. So we'll just lay things out now and then we'll figure it all out. So we'll lay our pictures out and we'll put our mats down for each picture. So some of these locations that I went to are up in the mountains of Colorado. A couple of these are photos from some hotel scrapbook retreats. I prefer the mountain ones because they're smaller. They accommodate up to 12 and it's a smaller group, and you're in the mountains so instead of at a hotel. So they both have their perks, but I like the ones in the mountains better if I can get in on a retreat up there. So another change that I've made is my title, and I'll go ahead and add that. So I felt like the pattern papers were kind of disappearing into the background. So I'm going to bring in some Pretty Peacock ink, and I'm going to ink my pattern papers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and slide things out of the way here, and we'll get started, and then I'll skip ahead and do the rest of this off camera. But I'm just going to ink around the edges of the pattern papers. So I'm just kind of testing it out. And yeah, I like the way it pops and gives it a little more definition and lets that pattern paper stand out a bit more between the background so it doesn't blend together. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do everything. So I went ahead and did the larger sponge pattern and also the dotted and the florals. Okay, and then off camera, also I have done a little bit of journaling on this sticker. So I just cut it from the sheet and also added some foam tape to the back of the larger picture. Okay, die cuts. So we'll flip this over and we'll just choose our die cuts from the sheet. And they're all labeled, so I'm looking for pattern 2. And I'm just going to pop them all out so I have them all ready to go. I may or may not use them all. We'll see. So pop all those out. All right, the rest is for the other patterns. Okay, now we'll look at the left page. So this large piece I'll be cutting down to be able to slide under. And just looking at the pictures and figuring out which pieces go where. Nope, that goes horizontal. I'll be trimming it. And yeah, so that gets us started, and then I'll see what goes on the right page. All right. So since I have taken the pattern pieces from the 3x3 pictures, instead of using that die cut, I'm going to use this square piece that I cut that has the floral pattern on it, and I'm going to cut my own. So I'm using Spotlight on Nature and my mini die cut machine, and we'll just go ahead and cut out a circle to put in place of the die cut so that I can carry over that horizontal floral pattern from the left page to the right page. And then I've dug out some close to my heart dies that are tags, and I've labeled them all so that I know what year and where I was for each of these photos. So I know which retreat we were all at. So I've got tags for all my pictures. Now let's just work on the left page. All right, so let me pull some of these die cuts. And again, this paper, it's great for inking if you want to. So you don't have to leave them the color that they are. You can go ahead and just add some ink with the sponge tool, and you can change the color. But in this instance, I like the color they are, so that's the way I'm going to leave them for this layout. I may change for another. You never know. I like options, but I like the way these look with the colors behind them, so we're going to keep them the way they are. And then stickers. Okay, so I feel like they're disappearing too with the background, so I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. Just so they'll pop a little more, and it keeps some continuity with the other pattern papers that are inked as well. I won't ink everything, but when they have a light background behind them, I felt like the stickers needed to stand out a little bit more. And we'll start building things for this cluster, and then I'll skip ahead because it's basically just gluing everything down. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it, looking at the design that's on the instructions, and just kind of guessing where to cut. And then we can go ahead and add that piece. Okay. And then we'll build our clusters and glue everything down off camera. Okay, skipping ahead. We're all done gluing. That's the last bit. And now we can start working on the right page. Okay. So same thing. I need to pull some stickers and die cuts and just kind of look at the designs. So this one uses this long sticker, and instead of making it 2 stickers, they put them together. So it's just one large one, looks like 2. And off camera, for the final picture, I'll go ahead and trim those, the right and the left side of that sticker, so that I can have a complete square all the way around. And you'll see what I mean in the final pictures. Right now it looks a little funny having those the sticker go completely 12 inches across. So now I'll just pull some die cuts and some stickers, and we'll just start building our cluster, getting things glued down. And we'll skip ahead in a few minutes. Do you like to go to retreats? I do host one in the summertime. Currently it's full and I have a wait list, but for 2026, keep it in mind, and contact me if you're interested in coming out to Colorado. So I'll just continue building this cluster here and get all of those things down. Lots of fun. Nice weekend. And then my husband has some time to do whatever he wants for the weekend too. I think it works for both of us. So yeah, we'll go ahead and add our tags for each of the pictures, and then I'll skip ahead and do the rest off camera. Okay, so we have all of our photos labeled And I feel like I want to do a little something on that upper left corner. So I'm going to bring that die cut that was supposed to go on the lower right. I'm going to cut it in half and add that with a sticker and a couple of die cut embellishments. Create a small cluster there. Okay, so now we'll bring in the left page. We can set things up. And then I'm going to add some bling. These are, I brought in antique pearls and riverside pearls, and I like the riverside ones. I like the ones that are close to the pretty peacock color. And I'm going to scatter a whole bunch of those around. I always have to add a little bling, right? So these aren't part of the kit. But go through your stash, see what kind of embellishments you have. If you want to add, you don't have to. Obviously, you can do exactly the way the kit shows. But I always like to add a little bling. It's kind of my thing. So we'll add a bunch of these around. And I will have close-up shots of these layouts over on my Facebook page. You can go over to the URL that is at the bottom of the page and give a follow, and you can find some still pictures, and then check out the rest of the Inspiration Collaboration Design Team layouts that they've done with scrapbook kits and how they've changed them up a little bit to make them their own. And hopefully you'll get a few tips to use your pictures with these scrapbook kits. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It would sure help me out, and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.